November 5th, 2015. The garden's pretty much to a close. The first freeze date in Raleigh, North Carolina is usually I think it's October 31st, and we're about a week after that. We have had a couple of frosts, but everything's still growing well, even the peppers. I think the winter's going to be a little bit slow this year. It's about 74, 75 the last week, and I think we're going to have that for another week, so I think my lettuce will continue to grow. But this is the first time I've done fall plants in the backyard where I don't have as much sun, and they actually did pretty well. Here I did a champion collards in a small little container, and it did decent. The ones in the bed did a lot bigger, but those containers are definitely doable if I wanted to back here. The red boar, kale did good. That's what this is. It really took off this past month, so that's doable in the backyard in the fall. The collard tree has done well. So I might try to do some cuttings and keep those dormant this winter so I can have those again off the same tree in the spring. The broccoli I harvested once, and it's starting to put some little flowers off again, so I need to harvest that before it tries to actually flower. But that did well back here, surprisingly. I'm really surprised how well the fall plants did. The only thing that didn't really do well was the Brussels sprouts. That's what these are. They put a lot of foliage, but just not enough time to put Brussels or the sprouts off. So I need to read up on that. That's probably a better springtime and protect it with BT plant. But the pak choy did really well. In the spring, it bolted right away, but here in the fall, it's really done well. I had to guard it a little bit in the beginning of the fall, early or late summer, with some cones, which I have in an earlier video, and some netting, so I could do some 7 dust and keep the pollinators out. But once it got cold, it ended up those black beetles ended up going away. Hey buddy. The Swiss chard has continued on all the way through the summer into the fall here. So I think that's going to be another fall time plant that, as long as I get an early enough start, it'll grow well. Here's a little strip here. I had my peas and stuff, but that's a relatively new earth, so it's not as fertile as my containers and my beds. So, I mean, even though it did small, I mean, that's doable for a strip of collards there if I wanted to. But a man can only eat so many collards. As you can see on this plant, it's huge. I mean, here's a leaf, which is 6 times my hand size. So the collards in the bed are going to be really good. And there's the red boar kale again. It's doing awesome. Some of my leeks did well and some didn't. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. You can see this one's done pretty good. I got some others there that are small. The broccoli there really surprised me. I'm really surprised how well that's done back here with the minimal sun. So I'm thinking I'm going to be able to get away with doing broccoli here in the fall from now on. This guy I already harvested, but it's got some more little flowers coming off of it. And again, the Brussels sprouts there, they didn't do that well. Or they did well, there's just not enough growing time to put the Brussels on there. I thought I got too late of a start on my lettuce, but it ended up doing well. I wish I would have got more planted on through there. I think next year I'm going to try to get a plastic covering back here so I can extend my season. I wasn't too sure if I was going to be able to do that back here, being the sun limitation, but I think I might give it a try next year. I got my tomato plant finally cleared out there, and the amaranth plant, and that really got a little more sun in here. Here's another collard plant that's doing good over here. And the buckhorn is really kicking butt now. This stuff is great in the fall. You know, it's decent in the spring and summer, but it got a little hardened out, but now it's really gotten succulent and tastes great. So that buckhorn is definitely the first year I've done it, and it's highly recommended for a salad substitute, or just, you know, to add some extra leaves in your salads. It's a little bit of different taste, a little bit earthier taste. Beans, they're all dried up. I need to rip those out. But next year, I don't think I'm going to do the pole beans. Those they like the cooler weather. So they really turn down here at the end. But in the summertime, it's just a little too hot for them. Unless I need to figure out something else to get them to grow. But they grew well, but they just didn't put fruit off that well until that fall weather started coming in, and that cool weather really made them produce a lot better than in the summer. But let's see, I think that's about it. So once this frost comes in, a couple more frosts, I think the garden's gonna be shut down. I'm gonna probably get some compost on it and let it sleep a little bit. But I think just what has worked out well here at the this fall, I've learned a lot. So next fall, I'm going to be able to get a lot of food out of here. This is the first fall I've really tried to grow anything, and it's worked out so well. I've been really pleased. So pretty much from I did my sugar snaps as soon as I could work the soil, and I had those. I was eating those April, May. So April, probably beginning of May, I had food. Now probably all the way to mid-November, maybe even December. So May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 8 months out of the year without any cover. All the greens I want. That's pretty awesome. So the garden has been a great success this year. And now that I've got a bunch of these plants figured out and what's going to grow and what's not going to grow, I've got a good rotation, I think, set up. And I'll start adding some little things here and there as experiments. But other than that, I think the beds are about to be closed out for the winter, and I can start planning for the spring.